I mean, you're British and you're not proud of it.
No, but there is an excellent level of radio sidekickery in this country, if you don't mind me saying so.
Okay.
I think you can get a very good variety of wines in this country.
What made that are British?
No, but that's the beauty.
No, that does not count at all.
Some of the best importers of wine.
Yeah, we're among the best. Because you go to France, it's just full of French wine.
Yeah.
You go to Spain, Spanish wine.
Where we can
you
get
everything.
specifically wines from all over the
We
world.
can get wines from all over the world. And
So we got comedy sidekicks like Comedy Dave, and we got wine that we can import.
I think the other thing
Is that really the best we can offer?
Britain is like the grizzled private eye of the world. It's been there, it's seen that, it's done everything. America is like the corporate dad, all that sort of thing. And you got Colombia, that's like your fun but drug-addled brother.
Sure.
All that kind of thing. So that's good. We've got cynical, but we're also quite funny occasionally.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure that you've really won me over. I'm seriously thinking of emigrating.
Okay.
Fans all over the globe, they're devastated. But I'm not sure you've won me back. Sammy, what are your thoughts? What can you be proud of to be British?
I would go back to the pretty dresses, because on the pretty dress front, British rule, but I would go to eccentrics.
Okay,
The
interesting.
British are very good at eccentrics.
We are good at eccentrics.
For example, I went to a school with a girl who lived her life as a World War II boy called Jack. She came into school with full...
Okay, hang on, that's just too confusing.
Completely true. She had a gas mask, she ate rations, she had a ration book, and she
Are you
was
joking?
a boy... No, this is absolutely true. I was in
Okay,
a reading group with her.
wait, slow down. A girl you went to school with?
Yep.
How old was this?
Between the ages of 13 and 16.
Right, and her real name, we don't. Are you going to give her real name or
I
not?
won't.
No, you won't, but I think she knows who she is. And so let's call her, Jacqueline. She decided to live her life as a boy called Jack.
A boy called Jack from World War II.
So, I don't know how that manifests itself on a day-to-day basis. Is she dressed as a boy?
She was dressed as a boy. I mean, full proper
In 1940s
period clothes.
gear?
Yep, sandals, knee socks, shorts, satchel, gas mask in the little box.
What?
Lunchbox, milk roll, proper rations. She had a ration book. She'd take it all off. And we all referred to her as Jack. But the most brilliant thing about him, was that no one picked on her because they were so scared.
Of course.
They didn't know what to say.
Yes.
No one approached her. She was brilliant. That's eccentricity. That is British.
I've never heard of such a... But we have to have more music. Harry, it's your musical choice. We'll hear what you consider to be a great British institution after we've heard your musical choice.
Yeah, my choice this week is by the Auteurs, who are a band that I love, and we don't really play very much. I think we played Lenny Valentino last year, but nothing else of theirs really gets played. This is from the box set that came out a couple of years ago called Luke Haynes is Dead. It's a track called Underground Movies. My knowledge of movies is slim, although I did once see Penelope Cruz's vulva on a plane. But yeah, so here we go, Underground Movies.
Proud to be British. Guys like that. That's Harry's musical choice on this week's Steve Show, and what was it again, Harry?
Underground Movies by the Auteurs. The original is on the Now I'm a Cowboy album, and Luke Haynes, of course, a great British eccentric, jumped off a wall and spent a year in a wheelchair to avoid going on tour.
Wow, that is quality eccentricity. Round of applause. Yeah, Sammy suggested that we can be proud of the great British eccentrics. We'll ask more questions about the girl that came to school as a boy and carried a gas mask and lived as though it were 1941. After the news, that is really quite extraordinary. Plus, we'll probably get you, the listeners, to contribute as well. That should definitely be worth tuning in for. So, oh no, they're going to hate me now. I was trying to wrap that up because I wanted to squeeze in one more tune before the news. Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain, Willie Nelson from 1975, just absolutely brilliant. The song that made Willie Nelson a star after a decade in the business, schlepping around. That's Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain from 1975. Okay, it's a Steve Show, BBC Six Music. We'll be back after the news. We want your suggestions, please, for things that we can be proud of that are British. And we'll also be speaking to Mark Dolan. You hopefully have seen his TV show where he finds the tallest, the weirdest, the smallest, and also the fattest. And this week he's doing the fattest pets. We'll be talking to him later on in the show. Okay, stay tuned.
On digital.
Norman Cook before he became Fatboy Slim, of course, and Beats International, Dub Be Good To Me from the past. And it's a Steve Show, BBC Six Music with me, Steve Merchant, and my little gang of cronies here. We were discussing before the news what we can be proud of now that we are hopeless Eurovision failures, and we no longer have an empire to be proud of, and we're sort of hopeless at war and stuff like that. Not to say the soldiers are bad; they're obviously good, but on a larger political scale, we don't want to get those people on the wrong side. So yes, we were discussing what we can be proud of, and Dan came up with some nonsense. But Sammy I thought was an excellent suggestion. Great British eccentrics. She went to school with a little girl who came to school dressed as a little boy, but not just a little boy from the 1940s. She came complete with shorts and gas mask and ration book and ate only 1940s food, is that right? Was she part of some kind of BBC documentary or some kind of experiment?
I'd have loved to think so, but this did go on for the whole time she was at school, about 3 years. But she was completely normal. She was a really nice girl.
Well, she wasn't completely normal. That's textbook. We've already established that.
In every other aspect, we were part of a reading group. We enjoyed similar books. She was interesting to talk to. And at no time did the fact she lived through World War II in her mind cloud any other issues.
But if you said, I really like this new song by Nirvana, she'd say, Nirvana? I've never heard of them. Bing Crosby, I love. I mean, did she acknowledge that the rest of time had happened?
Yeah, she did. This is the odd thing, because she used to read modern novels and she quite enjoyed them. It was quite confusing. But again, because people were slightly fearful of her, no one sat down and went, what's all this about then? Why
so
did
no one ever established, because that would have been question one for me. First day that she sat down, what's the gas mask about, love? You're a nutter.
But you're new in a new school and you want to get on with people and you just have to accept things like this. Again, a great British character trait. We just accept things.
There's just so many questions. It angers me in a way that you've brought this up, because there's so many things we can't ever understand now. We're sort of left in limbo, wondering exactly what was
It does
her
upset
mindset.
me a little, because the last time I saw her we were 16 and I don't know what's happened to her. I
Right.
don't know if she now lives her life
She's
as
living
a
in
soldier
1952.
But yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to Jack. But she that's it.
Maybe Jack went to war.
Maybe he did. I'd love to know. It did fascinate me, because he was fascinating. A proper woolen tie, woolen shorts, thick.
Did you
knitted
ever see her
socks.
parents? Did you ever have any experience with the parents?
She had an old mum. Which,
I'm sorry,
yes,
that's
exactly.
it.
The
She
root
had
of
an
all
old
evil.
mum.
Yeah.
There you are. Okay, so Great British Eccentrics. The sad thing is, of course, that the rest of the world does have quite good eccentrics. I was reading, and I don't think he's English. Is he the guy who'd made love to about 400 different cars? Did you read about that this week? You read about that? I think you'll find it on the web. A guy, I think he was from Washington State in America, but he could have been from, is there anyone called Washington in this country?
Yeah.
Is there? Oh, well, maybe it is.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
Oh, well, maybe it is Tynewith. I don't know if it was, but maybe look him up on the web, Harry, when we're playing the next record.
But go careful.
Yeah,
And what
no,
you
but apparently
type in.
he's made love to about 400 cars in some way, kisses them, all that stuff. But he says, I'm not interested in women. Brackets, I'm not gay. Well, no, you're not gay. No, but that's not really the issue. You're making love to cars, mate.
Yeah.
You're a nutter.
Autophilia.
Is that what we're playing next?
No, autophilia.
Okay. All right. So just have a look, if you would, Harry, if you can find out the
will,
man
yeah.
who's been making love to cars. But yes, if you would like to make a suggestion of what we can be proud of in Britain, then we found a little a button that we can press on the system here that will, instead of us reading out all the information, this apparently has been available for the last year and a half.
We've stumbled over these numbers and emails.
We really ought to come in earlier, guys.
British efficiency.
But
marvellous.
yes, look, I can play this.
Text us on 64046 or email stephen.sixmusic@bbc.co.uk.
Ooh, a little bit of echo as well. So if you want to get in touch, then that's the information that you need.
Text us on 64046 or email stephen.sixmusic@bbc.co.uk.
Okay. So we also had Jason Mraz in. When did he come in? A couple of weeks ago?
13th of May.
Sadly, I wasn't here. I was away, but he came and did some sessions for us, which is fantastic. He has is it a fairly new album? Has it come out just recently? We Sing, We Dance, We Steal Things is the album, and he did for us his recent single, I'm Yours. It's him and his collaborator Toca Rivera. Difficult name to say. Nothing wrong with that. Jason Mraz in session for the Steve Show on BBC Six Music, and his recent version in the hub of his recent single I'm Yours. We played that for Philippa, who coincidentally enough requested that as a listener selection. And if you want to make a listener selection, you can go to the website, you can do that. We will have a listener on the phone later making a suggestion to us. Exciting news. But in the meantime, we are trying to get to your suggestions for people now. There's nothing to be proud of anymore whatsoever, and Sammy's come up with Great British Eccentrics. We're trying to find the guy who makes love to cars, but we can't find any reference to him.
Can't find him, no.
That's strange. Maybe I just dreamed it. How odd. But Harry, you've had some suggestions from people.
Yeah, Luke in Banbury says tea.
Tea?
A good cup of tea. Did we invent tea, though? Is that our
I thought we
invention?
imported that from China, didn't we?
Yeah, I'm not sure it's really ours, is it?
No, we haven't.
David in New York says he's been in hospitals in the USA for the past 2 weeks, so he says the NHS.
Well, yeah, but I'm wondering, there's lots of things that sort of we originated in the past that we can be proud of. There's lots of, as I said before, the Empire, but kicking Hitler's butt, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the NHS very much a kind of post World War II invention. I don't think we can really lay claim to it now. What can we be proud of now that's new and fresh?
Yeah, well, anonymous texter ending 94 has sent a number of suggestions. Rugby, the armed forces, Aston Martins, doctors, unbeatable xenophobia, Boris Johnson, although I should also say Ken Livingstone, Brian Paddock and the other one they didn't get voted in, the Women's Institute, good internet access, Cornwall.
Can we be proud of Cornwall?
I think we can,
But I thought Cornwall wanted to be independent from us.
does, yeah.
So I don't think we can have that.
Maybe. Zoon Van Snook, could well be his real name, says there's been a Brit in the top 10 of the mobile phone throwing championships in Finland for the last 6 years running.
The mobile phone throwing championships.
Yeah,
I can't believe I've not been invited. I'm excellent at throwing mobile phones. Or I'll tell you what I'd like to see. In that, maybe Naomi Campbell. I'll tell you what we are very good at. Very good at incredibly topical satire. I will be taking a swipe at Harold Macmillan later. I would like to be him. I'm not convinced by any of these. There's not anything we can really rally behind yet. The Arctic Monkeys?
Maybe.
Possibly. Okay, what would your suggestion be, How we didn't have one from you.
Mine was going to be great British traits of sarcasm and pedantry. An example of which I was going to give, you said earlier that you might be emigrating and Steve fans around the globe would be up in arms and upset. Well, they wouldn't, because if they're around the globe and you're emigrating, you might be moving to where they live, right? So they'd actually be quite happy.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be upset.
That's not something to be proud of. That's a really unpleasant trait. It's a really horrid, grotty little trait, you sarcastic little man. Okay, well, you keep coming in. We've got a button we can press. Everyone.
Text us
Yeah.
on 64046 or email stephen.sixmusic@bbc.co.uk.
Okay, great. You can get in touch. It's the most exciting advert for a HD facility I've heard. Sammy, it's your musical choice. Go.
I've gone for something off the new Dan the Sack and Scroobius Pip album because I went to see them a few weeks ago and they were incredible and they're definitely worth going to see and the album's definitely worth buying. I've picked a song that had the fewest naughty words in. There's a lot of them, so don't buy it if you're offended by the odd naughty word. And this is Fixed.
That's Sammy's musical choice on the Steve Show this week. What was it, Sammy?
That was Fixed from the album Angles by Dan the Sack and Scroobius Pip. And get it, listen to the lyrics really intently because it's beautiful.
Thank you very much indeed. Do you remember last year, towards the end of last year, we had Amy Mann in session live here on the show. She recorded a number of tunes. Well, she just recorded one, sadly, and it was a tune that no one had heard before. It was an exclusive, a world exclusive. And oddly enough, now we arrive at the point in which it's been recorded in a actual studio, and it's the first single from her new album. It's called Freeway. From her excellent new album, Smilers, that's Amy Mann and the tune Freeway. It's the Steve Show, BBC Six Music with me, Steve Merchant, and if you're a regular listener, you know that you, the listeners, can get involved. You can get in touch with the show and recommend a musical choice to us, songs which perhaps you would like to hear on the show that you've not yet heard. And someone who's done that is Elle Murphy, who's talking to us now. Hello, Elle.
Hello, Stephen. Hello, team.
Hiya.
Hello. Oh, that was very chirpy, Dan. Thanks very much. And how are you, Elle? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from home, my parents' home at the moment. I've come home for a bit of a weekend to relax and get some fresh country air after being in London. And
Did you bring some washing home?
Yes, I did actually.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
Yes, I bought some washing home. But I have made Sunday lunch for everyone, so I think, that's
What
fair enough.
stage are you at? Are you at that initial stage where it's still nice to see your parents, or are they starting to annoy you now?
It's always nice to be home. Yeah.
Sure, you've probably
well,
got-
they're listening in the other room, so I'd have to say that. But yeah.